Hello, and welcome to another video here on the channel. I just had a very busy weekend of playing Master Duel Worlds Qualifier, also playing a regional in TCG IRL, and then on top of that, there was the announcement for the new Forbidden and Limited list being in effect in a week from now. So we will have a couple of nationals still being played with the old list, but French nationals, German nationals will be played with the new list already. German nationals, of course, I am personally particularly hyped about because I will be casting the event. So I know it's not the first impression video that some of you might have wanted, but still I will break down my thoughts on the list. So if you enjoy this type of content, if you want to see more YouTube content on here, definitely make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and maybe leave a comment below on what you think about the list. But without any further ado, let's look at it, and there we have it. Starting it off with the Forbidden section, first card I'm seeing is Cyberstein. And not gonna lie, I don't think this card has ever done anything really healthy to the game, so it was becoming a little bit more problematic again because Super Heavy Samurai could bring this out on the first turn to Puppet Lock post side to bring out the Albion, and then they had a way to send the Puppet Lock to send the Puppet to the graveyard as well. So I think it's a hit that I appreciate because out of Cyberstein, there never really was anything positive. It was always only FTKs, only crazy cards, Enabler, summon out Exterio in tier or something, so I appreciate this card being gone now. Then second of all, Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow, and seriously, I absolutely did not see that coming, because Super Heavy Samurai, yes, has become a top contender in the meta game immediately after Cyberstorm Axis, but Cyberstorm Axis is only out for like, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, so Super Heavy Samurai basically is only a deck since then, and now we have a list in a week from now, and basically killing the deck, right? Of course, it is still going to be somewhat playable, but this is a massive hit, not gonna lie. This is a big hit to the deck. I don't know whether it will really be able to recover from that. Of course, there's still Wakaushi, which is a super amazing card on its own. But I don't know whether we will be seeing a lot of Super Heavy Samurai now anymore, which is maybe good because from Duna on the deck would have been insane, but usually you let the deck play first and afterwards give it a hit. But here, even before Duna, we already got the Super Heavy Samurai hit. It's a little early for me, but I mean, change is always appreciated, so we'll take it. Then Diablos is the Mindhacker next on here. Everybody wanted that, right? That was like the card everyone in the community was screaming for. I don't want to get my half deck being banished by Mindtaker before I even entered my first turn of the duel. So we got rid of that problem. Me personally, as a Kashtira player by heart, I never really thought that the card is too crazy. But of course, it also enabled the 5 zone lock and like the zone locking in particular in general. So I guess it's fine. I will not say anything against it. I think it's again one of those cards that didn't do anything particularly healthy. I don't think it was that problematic, but anyways, it's not too bad to get rid of it. Then we have the Pointer of the Red Lotus, and honestly, this was like the going first card that everyone basically was playing. And usually when there's a card that just everyone is going to play as a standard card in their deck, that's a thing that Konami doesn't like, and that's a thing that they will address on their list. So they did here. Everyone was side-decking a Pointer of the Red Lotus, not from June 5th onwards anymore. So I'm down for that. I'm happy with that. I think that's a fair card to put on the Forbidden section. And then Branded Expulsion. Branded actually is putting up numbers now in the national season. They have already won 3 or 4 nationals, and even though everybody is saying this is only a maybe like the 5th or 6th best deck in the format, it's actually doing really well for itself, and therefore taking away that auto win button going first with the Branded Expulsion is something I really like. I think Branded is a very good deck without the card, but it's nice that you don't have to worry about that auto win button that much anymore. Of course, it's still available with Albion being a card you can hard summon in this deck, the extra deck Albion from Cyberstorm Axis, the fusion monster, but at least then one Crow or one Ghost Spell or something will be now enough, because what I've witnessed is that Branded players now went for the double puppet block basically, because they summoned out Albion and they also had the expulsion set up. So if you had Bell for one of the things, they could still pull it off. So it's good that this double layer is disappearing now. Now onto the limited section. Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos. Yes, they are bringing back the Dragon Ruler step by step. None of them has really had any impact so far, so I don't believe Blaster is going to have a whole lot of impact either. Maybe Dragon Link players are going to toy around with it, but we will see. Time will tell. And then Mathmech Circular. Honestly, I'm kind of happy for Joshua Schmidt. He was praying for that. He was talking about that non-stop, saying this card has to go. I don't want this deck anymore. I seriously never thought of Mathmech Circular as that much of a problem particularly. Also, it didn't really like stomp the meta game. It wasn't super present. It is a very good deck, but I think they are being a little bit harsh with the Circular, because I'm talking from my own experience. It was very much possible to play through a Mathmech combo board with trap setup and everything, just with Engine. And therefore, I don't really know. I don't think the Circular hit was too needed. I think that's a little bit harsh on the deck. Will be interesting to see whether people with now the Firewall stuff being in the game as well can recover from that, can still play Mathmech, but it will definitely be hard, because hard to run Mathmech Circular will not be a very common thing to happen now anymore. Then with Cyberframe Gear Gamma. Seriously guys, I lend a lot of cards when I'm playing IRL Yu-Gi-Oh! And for example, my Kashtira deck was 95% lent by good old Mr. Icentrix. Shoutouts to him, he's the best guy. And there was only a couple of cards in there that belong to myself. And for example, I don't know why I own these, but I have Collector Rare Gamma. So I'm the most sad person in the world now, because Gamma is now one of... I don't think anybody will really play Gamma from now on. Maybe some combo decks with Omega that can search out the Gamma somehow. That is still possible as a one-off. But of course, the 1-to-1 ratio of Gamma as an impactful hand trap and the driver as a brick, I think it's a bit much. So this card probably will going to disappear out of the decks. Denglong? I know all these Sword Soul players being like, let's go, our deck was already good, they didn't get a hit but a push, and therefore Sword Soul looks like a promising deck in the upcoming format, but Denglong is dangerous, seriously. I mean, first of all, I think it's good that you have to play like multiple bricks in the deck, which hurt the consistency of the deck. So I don't know whether people are actually going to play it, but still, I have bad memories of this card. I don't know. It's always cool to see some cards coming back, and therefore I want to see what happens. But I don't know. I'm probably not the first person to say that, but Denglong might turn out to be a problem again. Then we have Kashtira Rysart. Yeah, that is a fine hit, I guess. So if you clear the first Rysart, there's now not really a way to recover it anymore. Maybe Kashtira Preparations becomes a lot more popular again now, though. When you banish the Rysart with, like, Scareclaw Kashtira or something, you can reborn it with that again. So this could be a card that picks up popularity because of that, if you still want to play Kashtira. Then we have the Pearly Delicious Memory. That's another weird hit to me, because as Super Heavy Samurai, Pearly was not destroying competition or anything. They were doing decently well. They were doing even worse than the Super Heavy Samurai deck. Still, they immediately get a hit here on the list, even though Cyberstorm Access is super brand new. Not really a big fan of it. Still, I think it's not the worst hit ever, so you can still definitely play your Pearly deck and it will still be a top meta contender. Then the Naturia Sacred Tree is like... That is basically destroying the new Naturia Runic deck. And that deck, I think in the national season so far, Naturia Runic had one top. UK Nationals top 16, one top altogether. Maybe now with hitting so many different decks, they were afraid that this deck is going to pop off like crazy again. But like by the last weeks, I don't think that is a super necessary hit. But moving on, we see Herald of Orange Light in the semi-limited section. I guess that's fine, because like all the unfair cards that this card was paired with aren't really in the game anymore, and therefore it's fine to get it back step by step. Then Kashtira Unicorn to 2. I mean, this is the starter of the deck, so giving it a little bit of a consistency, it probably is going to make the deck even less of a contender. I still think, because that is the last Kashtira hit, the deck is still playable. It will just be interesting to see how people approach the deck from now on. Lightning Storm to 2, not gonna lie, not a fan of that at all. Like, if you think this card is a problem, which I don't believe it is, then just put it straight down to like 1 or 0. But having Lightning Storm as a 2-of now, basically nothing changes. Speaking of nothing changes, I will go with Runic Fountain. I don't remember a single deck in the last half year. Maybe Runic Stun, but besides that, I don't remember any deck that played more than 2 Runic Fountains. So why are we semi-limiting Runic Fountain? I don't get it. All the Runic decks are still very, very, very good. So I do believe that Runic is going to come back into the metagame like crazy with this list. And Runic might be a contender for German Nationals, not gonna lie, but this hit just doesn't make sense to me. But the next card on the list is Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, my favorite card of all time. Me as a Striker player by heart loves that, of course. I do believe that this could actually make this deck somewhat viable again. I think with Kashtira getting less popular due to their hits, this deck might pop off. Get ready for a Sky Striker top at German Nationals. Let's go. I will probably play that deck myself now again. I will definitely give it a shot. That's nice. Sprite started to 2. Yeah, if we look at the lists of, for example, Nico Schlierkamp winning the German Open, of Dinka Bui getting top 4 at YCS London, with those Runic Sprite, in Dinka Bui's case, Runic Sprite for Hires variants, we see that they don't even play triple starter. They played 1 or 2 starters, so the most popular Sprite variants don't even really rely on this. Only pure Sprite will suffer from that, but not too bad either. So, now the Unlimited. We can go quickly through those. Steam the Cloak, not going to do anything. Janex Ally Birdman, not going to do anything. Samsara Lotus, not going to do anything. Spiral Quick Fix, okay. Maybe Spiral players are going to have their comeback of the year, but I doubt it. Residual Stalling, was that card even ever played as a 3-of? This went back step by step. It was at 1, it came back to 2, and now it's back to 3. I don't think you ever played this as a 3-of, so it really doesn't matter. Draco Face Off. If somebody plays this in 2023, definitely make sure to give me a call, because I don't know what you want to do with this. And then the multi-roll. I mean, seriously, I love more Striker bombs because I'm a Striker player by heart, as I said, but multi-roll is also not a card you're going to play as a 3-of usually, and therefore it's not going to change a whole lot about the deck, but it's also, of course, just generally good to get rid of some cards on the list. So I'm like, let's make this list smaller, so let's get rid of those unnecessary cards that are still there for some reason because they were impactful a couple of years ago. So I definitely appreciate them just cleaning it up a little, making a little bit more space on the list, making it a little bit cooler. So as I said earlier in the beginning of the video, if you have some thoughts about the list that you want to share with me, that you want to have answered by me, definitely make sure to write a comment, because I'm going to, as always, answer all of your questions in the comments. Leave a like to the video, as I said. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel, as that would help this channel grow. Appreciate you guys watching. See you for more TCG content on here really, really, really soon.